Yo, it's been a hot minute. We're doing it again. We're doing it again. You know how it goes. Shit. I mean, at least like one benefit of there being a significant amount of time between these is that I have more that I could talk about. So I guess we'll just right from the jump. We'll at least talk about the game a little bit. We're gonna soup up Teruteru because we need electric shield and something else. I forget. like cure conditions or something like that.
I see.
Like those two things. So we're gonna build Teruteru for that. But yeah, a little bit has gone on the past couple days. I actually recorded this once before, but I actually feel like I got too personal and I kind of didn't want to upload it. Like, it's not really anybody's business for me to talk about, you know, I don't know. I don't really like talking about other people on my thing, especially not in a negative light. Like, that's not very cool. And it's also not really any of your guys' business. Like, I don't know. Not that, you know, I'm any stranger to oversharing, but it was definitely oversharing. And that's something I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful of, not oversharing as much. Hey! Says fucking Celeste. Celeste jump scare. Man. Today is Wednesday. And, yeah. We are playing some Apex. A new season has come out. Somehow the new map is I don't know, dude. I kind of hate it, but I also kind of I don't know if I hate it yet. I think the rails are really fun, like the zipline rail sort of thing. Like, you move so fast, it's really nice. But also there's incredible dead zones, like if you thought like King's Canyon had bad dead zones, then, you know, get a load of this map. It reminds me a lot of Storm Point if they just stripped away like all the trees and they just made it like desolate. Like, I don't know, there's so many just like random flat areas and it kind of sucks. It's not a good look. Guns would I don't really care. It's kind of sad that the P2020 and the Havoc are out of the crafter and instead the Peacekeeper and the Spitfire in there. Spitfire, kind of whatever, you know, I could do without. But Peacekeeper is a little sad. Mastiff out of the box, I'd say that's a good thing. You know, more pump shotguns. Pump shotguns are always a big dopamine hit when you get them to work. But also, like, this map is so far range. Like, I feel like it's gonna be a very single fire, like, marksman weapon kind of map. Yeah. So probably gonna be playing a solid amount of Apex. Yeah. Let me actually like look at some topics. I wrote down some topics like not long ago. Let's see. What do we have written down? AAA games don't care about the casual gamer. They only care about creating esports and thus creating whales to the people who get high ranked and want to show off. Okay, we can talk about that. So yeah, the death of the casual game. Every game kind of has to like be a esport. Every game has to be like super competitive. Like Overwatch is like a huge like example of like what you shouldn't do and like a byproduct of, you know, modern gaming. Because like, you know, I want to mute the audio of the video. Okay. Audio is muted now. I can actually like think. Yeah, Overwatch very much like intended to be like a fun party game, like kind of like Team Fortress 2, but like they wanted to also make it an esport because I don't know, I don't really know why. They're just like, well, you know, Counter-Strike can do it, you know, let's fucking make an esport, which, you know, what does Blizzard actually have that's an esport? Like they had StarCraft, which was like big, but now I feel like it's not nearly as big as it once was. Is Overwatch their biggest esport? Sipping a little bit of tea. Probably. I don't think like Valve has Dota and CS:GO. Riot has Valorant and League. Blizzard just has Overwatch, and even then, like Overwatch esports is not that good. Like Overwatch is not a very good spectator sport. Like I wouldn't want to watch the Overwatch League, even though like I kind of like know what's going on, and it's like Overwatch is the best it's ever been. Like it's the most readable it's ever been, but I don't know, is it still very readable? Like I feel as though every fight has like there's like two fights going on at the same time. It's like it how it usually pans out is where one team, or not one team, both teams, they'll have like a diva or like a Winston or whatever, and they'll dive the backline. They'll like do it like simultaneously, and then whatever team's backline fucking dies first is the team that loses. So it's basically like there's two separate team fights going on at the same time, more or less. Like it depends a little bit on like the game mode. Like payload is probably like, I don't know, I feel like payload like it's probably the most likely to happen, to be honest. Dive tanks will dive the cart, like the supports on the cart, and then also like the attacking like dive tanks will just dive the high ground to try and kill their support. It just doesn't really work that well. But like I think like every game wants to be, Destiny. They want to be Fortnite. They want to be League of Legends. Like they want to have like whales. Like they don't want to have just like people spend money one time. They want to just have people keep spending money, and like they sucker them in. I don't think Destiny is a very good example of this, but I think like Overwatch and like League are better examples of it, where like the people that are spending the money on these games are the people that are playing them a ton. Like the people that'll just like boot up the game and just like play a couple matches, like they're not going to be spending like I think Valorant is probably the best example of this. Like Valorant skins, oh my god, Valorant skins are insane. It's like you want to pay $20 for like the bubblegum fart blaster, like it's insane. You can the kind of skin that you can get for CS:GO. I mean, I'm biased. I'll put that on the table first and foremost. I'm biased, but Valorant skins, at least they have like sound effects and stuff, but like they also, and like animations that are like custom, but they're kind of like ugly in my opinion. I kind of don't like how Valorant skins look, and like there's like a really weird culture of Valorant where like the people that play, they're so obsessed with skins, which is so weird because every skin is the same. Like CS:GO, I can kind of justify spending money on skins because with floats and pattern indexes and all this like dork shit, like your fucking let's just pick a random skin. Your P250 Sand Dune will not look the same as someone else's for the most part. There are like identical skins because there's so many skins out there, but the odds are super low, and you can basically have a P250 that's completely your own. Especially with stickers, you can craft your own sticker combinations to make the gun say funny stuff like fucking dick. You can make it say dick out of like stickers that have like letters in it. But like my CS:GO inventory is centered around just being ugly and disgusting to look at, and that's very uniquely mine. Like not a whole lot of people are doing that for good reason. But like Valorant, it's like, oh, you have the fucking Aquaman gun, you got the fucking Nerf reflex fucking sheriff skin? So do I. I got the same exact one. It looks exactly the same. And it's like, I don't know. People in Valorant are weird. Like, they'll be like, bro, can you drop me the skin? And it's like, what? You have a Vandal, I have a Vandal. Like, what's the difference? And they're like, no, bro, the skin. And it's like, oh, okay, well, sure. But, I'm getting a little bit off track. I think Halo is probably, like, I want to talk, like, I feel like Halo is a very good example of games. You know, Halo was a very popular franchise. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not saying I don't know about it being a popular franchise, because it was, and it still relatively is, but the whole esports side of Valorant, or not Valorant, fuck, of Halo, the esports side of Halo, because, like, Halo esports were big, and they're trying to, like, push it to, like, be big again. Like, I don't know, you know, how much it's gone up and down. I feel like it like peaked and then it went down, and now it's like trying to come back up again. I don't know if, you know, it's really fallen off as hard as I think it has, or if it's really just kind of stayed the same, or if it's grown. I don't really have the ability to say, but I feel like Halo Infinite is a good example of games not really caring about the casual gamer anymore, and they want everything to be hyper competitive. Like where I don't know if Halo Infinite has Forge mode. I know, like, the Master Chief Collection, like, didn't have Forge mode for, like, the longest time, and I think Infinite didn't have Forge mode on launch, and maybe it does now. But either way, yeah, like Halo, the progression system for unlocking your fucking your armor and customization and shit, like, before you could just have, like, you know, if you know, I could say, like, you know, someone with this set of armor with the primary color is white and then the secondary color is blue, like, you might see that guy in game and you might be able to be like, oh, that's that, like, YouTuber guy, like, without even needing to, like, see the name. Like, there was some sort of, like, customization that was, like, uniquely yours, and, like, you know, it was like, you know, you would unlock it, like, just from playing the game and doing challenges and just, like, you know, incentivizing people to, like, explore their game and see everything that they worked hard on. But now it's like, we don't really care how much you play our game. We just kind of care about how much money you're willing to spend on us and how long you will play the game for. To a lesser extent, it's more so about the money, but also, like, the longer you play, the more likely you are to spend money. So, like, you know, I mean, Overwatch monetization is really bad. I don't know who the fuck is spending money on Overwatch skins. I don't know who was spending money on Overwatch skins in the first game. I don't know who is spending them on the second game, but it really upsets me that I know people are going to do it anyway. People are going to give Overwatch money because they want the cool skins, and I think it's pretty sad. I really wish that we, as a collective group of gamers, of oppressed gamers, that we would just, like, boycott these shitty, like, practices. Like we should just stop pre-ordering games. We should stop buying battle passes. We should stop, you know, fucking like, buying crates and, like, shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, games just come out, like, half-baked all the time, and then, like, they have these predatory, like, battle passes and shit. Like the latest COD has, I don't know much about the battle pass, but, you know, it's got so many, like, flaws to it. I mean, Overwatch is even more flawed than the new Call of Duty, I would say. But, like, I don't know, like, you're gonna spend $70 on Call of Duty and then you had to pay $15 for the battle pass? Of course it's all optional, and, you know, me personally, I could kind of care less, because I'm resolute enough that I can deal with like I can deal with the FOMO. Like I don't really feel the FOMO of like battle passes and like skins and shit like that. Like I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, I gotta look like a broke bitch, I don't give a shit. But I know a lot of people don't feel that way, and they don't they do care about the battle pass and all that shit, and it's like, man, I wish you wouldn't, but I understand why it is. But I kind of wish that just like, I wish that just there were good AAA games. Like it's crazy how disappointing like the releases are. Like all of like my favorite games like in the past like however many years are all like from like indie studios. Like I think Vampire Survivors is fantastic. I think Inscription is fantastic. Let's pull up the Steam library really quick. What do we got on here? What has come out recently? Neon White is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's fantastic. I really don't have a whole lot of games that are recent that I've been playing, but you know, you get my point. Like a lot of like the AAA games, they're just not it. They just don't really care. And it's like, is it because, you know, the cost to make a video game is so much higher, so they have to like resort to these less than stellar business practices to like recoup their losses? Or it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Because like, you know, the $60 game has been $60 for forever, and like, you know, inflation and such, it's like not adjusted for inflation. But like it hasn't been a huge problem because we've had these workaround solutions of loot boxes and microtransactions and all that stuff. But like, I don't know, would we get better AAA games if the prices were higher? I feel like no. I wish that were the case. I'd be willing to spend, you know, $20 more to get a game that like actually is like pro-consumer, and they like, you know, they care about the consumer experience. But it's just not realistic. People found out that you can just get money for doing nothing, so they're like, okay, well, let's just do nothing. Let's just put in the bare minimum and get free money because we know we can, and they will continue to do so until something changes. And I think we should stop settling for okay. I feel like we shouldn't have to settle. There's so much, like, I feel similarly with like anime, right? Like there's so much good stuff out there that you could be playing that you haven't experienced yet, that's like better than like what you might be currently playing or watching. But it's just like, it's just easy to like see the new Call of Duty and you're like, yeah, I know like Call of Duty, I've had fun with Call of Duty, so I'm gonna watch it. It's like, oh, you know, the new season of My Hero Academia is out. I know I know what I'm in for. It's not going to surprise me, it's not going to wow me, but it's comfortable and I know what it is, you know? Like I could play fucking what's some slightly obscure shit. It's like, okay, you know, I could play Papers, Please, or I could queue up for another game of League. Like it's easy to just press like the play again button just to like do something comfortable, but like is it worth it? Like there's better things that you could do. You shouldn't settle for something that is like subpar. Like playing a game of League, like how many games of League do you actually like remember? Like very few. And it's like, you know, I've probably got like at least like 2,000 hours in League. I don't know, that's a guesstimate, but you know, 2,000 hours, I could probably remember like 15 games, and most of them were like recent. So it's like, you know, 2,000 hours, what do I have to show for it? Nothing really. And it's like, is it time enjoyed is not time wasted, but it's like, was it time enjoyed? Not really. Like You know, it's just something to do. Most of the time that it's any fun at all is due to the boy factor. You know, if you're playing League of Legends by yourself, like that's not really that fun. Like it's, I don't know. Like the people that grind ranked in League of Legends are psychopaths to me. Like ranked is easily the least fun part of playing League of Legends. It's the most serious and like, you know, you're the most prone to get bitched at by some weirdo or like some kid that like grew up on League of Legends and all they know is how to like be toxic because they idolize like, you know, who's the most popular League streamer, like Tyler 1. Like they idolize like assholes, so they're like, yeah, I'm gonna be an asshole. And it's like, you know, I got nothing wrong with Tyler 1. I think Tyler 1's funny. I think he's talented at the game. But it's like these kids, they're not Tyler 1. They're not funny. They're not good at the game. Like don't be, you know, trying to pull this shit on me. Like I'm not here for it. And it's like, you know, you'll find people like that, you know, like there's this group called L9 in League of Legends. It's like an older thing. I don't think it exists anymore. But it was like a super toxic like European like group of people that like played the game. And like there's just all these fanboys. It's like, why would you fanboy like some like mentally ill people? But like, you know, there's people that are huge, like they like really like Ted Bundy, like, you know, Ted Bundy, the serial killer, obviously an awful person, but people are like, oh my god, Ted Bundy's so hot, bro. Like, oh my god, he's so cool, he's so dreamy. Like, I don't know, I don't get it. I feel like you have to be just a real character. I don't get it. But also, like, I don't really pass judgment like that. Like, I mean, for League players, I do, because I don't think they're human. Or above the age of 18. But, you know. I don't know, man. Shit's weird. I don't know how we got here. We kind of took, like, 3 different side tangents, and, you know, now we're here at the end of the video. We're just fucking setting up Teruteru and Shuichi and the squad for when we fight the guy. I hope it goes well. I don't know if I'm sufficiently prepared, but I hope so. But yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.